So I've got this 6-day workout program that I've been using for 6-7 weeks now, and I am really digging it. So let me show it to you. Let me take my glasses off so I can read this thing. Before we start, I want to say that this whole 6-day program was predicated and designed to help me accomplish some strength goals I have set for this year of 2024. Those being, number one, a deadlift of 450 pounds, squat, a legit squat of 350 pounds, bench press, a legit 300-pound bench press. All of those are doable. The most audacious one, I would say, is the 300-pound bench press, but like I said, I feel confident I can do it, so that's what this is all about. So let's jump into the actual workout program. So I designed this and engineered this 6-day workout program using a lower volume, higher intensity, strength and hypertrophy approach with, and most importantly here, with adequate recuperation time. Because of the higher intensity strength movements I've got programmed in, I need that rest and recuperation time. All right, let's get into some details here. Day one, chest and anterior deltoids. I don't have a dedicated shoulder day, so I do front delts on chest day and the lateral and rear delts on other days. I'll talk about those in a minute. Now, obviously, on this day, I'm going to start with bench press because that's going to help me meet my bench press goal. And I'm doing the bench press in a 3x5 progressive overload approach, meaning every time I can do 3 sets of 5 reps at a given weight, I'll go up 5 pounds for the next session. And every 3 weeks or so, I'm going to do a 1 rep max just to see where I am. And I'll supplement this chest day slash bench press day with some dumbbell work. Now, this isn't etched in stone. These are just kind of examples, but the next work I will do will be in the 10 to 12 rep range, kind of hypertrophy work as opposed to the strength work on the bench press. And that'll be done in the RPE range of 9+. RPE meaning rate of perceived effort on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being like warm-up reps, and 10 meaning you couldn't possibly do another rep. So these would be to near failure or failure. I'll do 2 sets of incline presses, and 2 sets of flat presses, all in a pretty high intensity manner. And I probably follow that up with some cable work in the 12 to 15 rep range. Again, RPE of 9+. Do some cable flies, focusing on the mid to upper pecs. And then I'll get into my front deltoid work. And again, that's going to be in the hypertrophy rep range of 12 to 15 reps. Again, RPE 9+. And just examples, I'll maybe do 3 sets of dumbbell front raise variations or cable front raise variations. So day 1, chest and anterior delts. Okay, continuing on with day 2, deadlifts. Deadlifts only on this day, obviously, to help me reach my deadlift goal. Now, I'm going to do the deadlifts also in a 3x5 progressive overload approach. And again, I'm going to do a 1 rep max attempt every 3 weeks or so, just to see where I am. And I'm going to sneak in some calf work on this day. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but this is a short and intense workout. And if you've ever done deadlifts, you know that it's short bursts, but it's very hard. When you're done, you're spent. And I do up to 8 sets of warm-ups getting there, so that's some work also. So there you go, day 2 deadlifts. Okay, continuing on with day 3, back and posterior deltoids. As I said, no dedicated shoulder day for me, so I do rear delts on back day. And I always start with pull-ups. And again, this is not etched in stone. This is just what I like to do. Pull-ups work really well for me, so I always tend to start with pull-ups. 50 total, usually, and as few sets as I can. And I do each of those sets to failure with about a minute or two between sets. And I'll follow that up with some rowing. And that'll be in the 10 to 12 rep range, kind of hypertrophy, in the RPE of 9+ range. And here I'll usually do like 3 sets of dumbbell rows or 3 sets of barbell rows. And I'll follow that up with some vertical pulls. Now, one could argue that pull-ups are vertical pulls. They certainly are, but I like to do some other vertical pulls as well, varying my hand grips. And again, in the 12 to 15 rep range at RPE of 9+. And I'll finish that up this day up with some rear deltoid work. And usually I do 3 sets of rear delt work in 12 to 15 rep range, again at RPE of 9+. And that's usually 3 sets of dumbbell reverse flies and or reverse pec deck, something like that, to hit the rear delts. Okay, day 4. This is the beast day, squats and quadriceps. In here, I'm going to start this off with squats, again, to help me meet my squat goal. And again, a 3x5 progressive overload approach. And again, every 3 weeks or so, I'm going to do a 1 rep max. And I usually follow up that squat session, which is pretty intense, with some leg presses or hack squats. Just a little hypertrophy work here in the 10 to 12 rep range. Again, RPE of 9+. And what I'll normally do as an example is 2 sets of leg presses or hack squats. And I'll usually do 1 set of isolation on each leg. I just like to isolate each leg. And I follow that up with usually 1 set of leg extensions, 1 big drop set, 15 to 20 reps. Again, RPE of 9+. Actually, that's probably a 10 because I do that to failure, and that drop set hurts. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, usually I'll finish up with some kind of body type movement just to get the real burn. And Bulgarian split squats, body weight, usually work pretty well for me by this point. 10 to 12 reps, maybe a little bit more each leg to failure. So whatever rep range that ends up being. This is a hard day, man. You got to learn to embrace it. It's the beast, but I love it. I love it. Day 4, squats. Okay, moving on to day 5, arms and lateral deltoids. Everybody loves a good arm day, and it's a good day to follow up that leg day, that squat day. And as I said, I don't have a dedicated shoulder day, so I do my side delts on arm day. Now I do 3 supersets here, and the first superset is done in the 10 to 12 rep range, hypertrophy rep range, and again an RPE of 9+. And I'll do 3 sets of easy bar overhead tricep extensions and superset that with 3 sets of easy curl bar curls. And again, these things aren't set in stone. These are subject to change, but this is just an example of what I do. Next superset, again, 10 to 12 rep range, RPE of 9+. I'll do dumbbells, 3 sets of dumbbell overhead tricep extensions and 3 sets of dumbbell hammer curls. Now one could argue the dumbbell overhead tricep extensions are a duplication of the easy curl, but I don't think so because the arms are closer together with the dumbbells, and I like it, so I do it that way. The third superset, I'm going to use some cables, and again, the 10 to 12 rep range, RPE of 9+. And examples would be 3 sets of cable kickbacks and 3 sets of straight bar curls. And then I'll jump into some side deltoid work in the 12 to 15 rep range. 15 is really like where I like to be, 15 or a little more actually, RPE of 9+. And I'll do 3 sets of dumbbell lateral raise variations or cable lateral raise variations. Day 5, arm day and side shoulders. Okay, day 6. We're finishing out the cycle now, and this is kind of an easy day. It's almost an active rest day, but not quite. This is hamstring and calves day. I start out doing the lying, whatever that is, leg curls, 3 sets in the 10 to 12 rep range, again RPE of 9+. Seated leg curls I like to do next, again 3 sets in the 12 to 15 rep range, RPE of 9+. Then I'll finish up with some calf work, and I like to do a lot of reps on calves, 20, 30 reps to failure really, RPE 9+ at least. 2 sets of donkey calf raises to get the anterior soleus muscle, and 2 sets of standing calf raises to hit the outer portion of the calves. Now, I used to do calves a lot more often, but I found I get a better result limiting them to one good workout every 6 days. Now, this is the easiest day, so I got to enjoy it. I earned it. So there you go, day 6, hamstrings and calves. Although this is a 6-day workout program, there is a 7th day, and that is rest day. This is every bit as important as the previous 6 workout sessions. I'm going to stay active on this day, walk around, do daily activities, maintain my nutrition plan, but I'm going to rest. I am not going to be in the gym. This is the crux and the key to making this whole thing work. Day 7, rest day. Well, there you have it. My 6th day workout program with a 7th day of rest. This is, the details of this are not set in stone. You know, some of the hypertrophy work, may morph and may depend on what I feel like doing on a given day, but some things are set in stone. The squats, deadlifts, and bench presses are set in stone. The structure of the workout program, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those days are set in stone. The rest day is set in stone. So this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm using to help me meet the strength goals for me for this year of 2024. A 450-pound deadlift, nearly there actually, that may go up. A 350-pound squat, certain I'm going to get that. That may go up a little bit too. The bench press, that's going to be the most challenging, but I'm sure I can do it. And like I said, I'm sure this program is going to help me. Let me know what you think. I'd love some input. Love to hear what you're doing. And thank you so very much for hanging out with me for this long-winded video. I certainly appreciate you being here. If you do me one more favor, hit that like button, share this with your friends, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you here. So go ahead and subscribe. Come join us. And well, that's it. That's all I got to say. So with that, I will say, until next time, go get 'em. Mark out.